Welcome back to the EP Sports Zone. I'm Abby Hooven, sports editor of The Progress, and I'm here with my co-host, Zach Weston.
How we doing, Abby?
I'm doing great. I had a pretty good weekend. Happy Easter late to everybody out there. So, had a good Easter, and I'm ready to be back.
Yeah, who we interviewing today, Abby?
We
Isn't that your job?
yeah, we had
there's no we.
We had a little conflict
Try
come
again.
up.
Hey, there we go.
I had a little conflict come up, so I don't think we'll have our guest today, but we'll try again for next week, so stay tuned for that. But we'll go straight into softball, why don't we?
Let's do it. Yeah, we're really big on personal respect. Like, I've been owning my poor picks. You see Abby, I think she's even on the year, but, she's trying to shirk responsibility there. So, it doesn't fly. That doesn't fly on our podcast. But, yeah, let's get into softball. So, week started off on a bad note. Our Wednesday home game against Western Kentucky got canceled because of the weather. So, we didn't get that sort of tune-up game before heading back into ASUN play. We had a weekend series against Central Arkansas, and it got better as the week went on, but, it was certainly more of the same type of struggle for the women. So, on our first game on Friday, we lost 1-5. We got down 3-0 after the start of the fourth. We got on board with a Vienna Baron solo homer. Props to her. That's her first of the season, and she had a really good series, stepping up as the year goes on. And then Jeannie Riley and Sammy Miller also had hits in game one. But, again, offense, we really struggled to get anything going.
The same carried over into game two. Lost again 1-5. The Bears scored one run in each of the first two innings, and then one run in the fourth and fifth innings to cruise past us. We started chipping away in the bottom of the fifth. Sammy Miller had a single to lead off the inning. Maggie Purdy and Jasmine Miller had back-to-back singles and ended up scoring Sammy Miller. And so we got on the board 4-1, but we just, once again, never got anything going. And the pitchers for Central Arkansas really threw us off. Props to them for getting us out of our game, but we had Lauren Narvez step in game two, toss 6 innings. We had Sammy Miller go 2 for 4 with a run scored, but the offense just wasn't there. And then we made silly errors out on defenses. A ball we could easily pick up just rolls right past us. So I think stopping those things would have maybe helped a couple of those runs, but just couldn't get much going.
Yeah, and Saturday it was unfortunate. We lost 6-10, but we scored 6 runs, so that would have won the first 2 games. But it's kind of how the season's gone, where we always seem to be a day late and a dollar short. And, it just always seems to be the margins that go against us. So, it's just unfortunate. Central Arkansas scored at least 1 run in the first 4 innings to take control early. So they had a lead pretty much the whole game. We got 1 back in the bottom half of the second inning on a solo homer by Samantha Reynoso. It's her second home run of the season. We chipped into the lead again in the bottom of the third after a solo homer by Matira Morales. That's her first of the season. So, we have a lot of new people contributing. As the game went on, we continued to fight. We got down 7-2 in the bottom of the fourth. Jeannie Riley hit an opposite field home run to cut into the Bears' lead. And then Maggie Purdy followed up with a single to left field, and then came around to score from first base on an error to make the score 7-4. We got 2 in the bottom of the 7th, including the team's 4th homer of the game, this time by Jasmine Miller, to cut into the UCA lead, 10-6.
If we would have had this kind of batting on Friday, we probably could have picked up a win.
Yeah.
We got down early. Once again, it's kind of hard to come back from that, but we still had a lot of positives, having 4 home runs in that game. We started to get a little bit of momentum on plate, but once again, just the top of the 6th inning kind of killed us. We went through their entire batting order in the 6th. We just could not get a stop. They got a couple going. It was just rather unfortunate that we clawed back a little bit, but then we kind of let them have that breathing room. But we had 4 girls hit solo homers. Vienna Baron, again, went 2 for 3 with 1 double. So she had a great weekend. It just wasn't the results that we wanted.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any easier. Wednesday at home we have Kentucky. They're nationally ranked, and they're currently on a demolition derby through the SEC. They're just pounding everyone. So that's never a good thing to think about. Got a middle of the week game. Oh, we've been struggling. Okay, Kentucky's coming. So never want to see that. But luckily, Saturday and Sunday we're away at Bellarmine. But that's a very winnable series. But got to get through Kentucky first.
That's a tough matchup when you're on a struggling season, having nationally ranked UK come to your house. But if you had to pick a player of the week, I know we didn't get any wins here, but who would you have?
I got to go to Vianna Barron. Went 2 for 3 in Game 3, hit a homer in Game 1. That a struggling week, but again, another bright spot, another young new contributor. So that'll be good to see for the rest of the season. So that's my pick. Props to her.
I would agree.
All right, let's move into baseball. Played better this week, but still struggled to get going. Part of that is the Zach Weston curse. I predicted a series win, and
no series win.
No series win, because that's just how it goes when I predict something. But we played Central Arkansas Thursday to Saturday, April 14th to 16th at home. On Thursday, we lost 13-9. Got off to another bad start. Their second and third batters hit solo homers. You never want to start a game that way. We got on the board with a Jalen Jones homer in the third. They scored 5 runs in the fifth. We loaded the bases and let them score 3 straight runs off drawn walks. I could not be at the game. I was doing, Holy Thursday stuff. But Abby texted me right before I went into the match. She said, "This is not good. We've walked the bases loaded."
It took us 3 pitchers to get through the fifth because we loaded the bases. Okay, whatever. You just need 1 out. And we just consistently kept walking guys. And you could just see the frustration growing, not only on the coaches and the players' face, but you look across the stands and these fans and these students are just like, what is happening right now? And it wasn't our best inning, I will say that, but we turned around eventually.
Don't skip it. It gets worse.
Yeah, they hit another 2-run homer to make it 9-1. So you're thinking we're down 8. How are we going to get back from this? Bottom of the 6th rolls around. Sebastian Greco, he was the designated hitter on the day. Hits a grand slam. Just casually hits a grand slam.
As he does,
Makes it 9-5.
Yeah, and in the bottom of the 7th, Max Williams hit a solo shot to right center. Later in the inning, Charlie Ludwig singled through the right side to score Kendall Ewell. So, we climbed back into it. Props to Sebastian. Really, friend of the podcast, friend of ours. Great job by you. Just want to give him his due. Unfortunately, our bats got hot late, but Central Arkansas was a tad bit hotter. They hit another homer in the top of the 8th. But we countered with 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th to make it 10-9. They scored 3 in the top of the 9th to make it 13-9. We gave up 10 walks, 10 total walks.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to cut it.
Not especially when you're scoring 3 runs off of your walks.
Right. Yeah.
But I will say one of the bright spots, we had Brock Blanton come in to pitch. He pitched for 3 innings, struck out 7. He did a great job towards the end of the game, kind of keeping us in it at the end. But we had Will Bryan come in the 9th, and usually, he's the steady guy. We're not worried at all about him giving up runs. He gives up 3 runs.
Yeah.
It was just uncharacteristic for him, and I think that kind of speaks to just how the game was going. Our pitching just wasn't on all night. Yeah. And honestly, it wasn't on most of the weekend. I think our pitching is, I will say, struggling right now, but trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we're really struggling to figure out a row outside of Will Bryan. The rotation is just weird, and all of our pitchers seems to have the same quality of where they're all hot and cold guys. If they're hot, it's great. If they're cold, it's not, and we're just in a cold stretch right now. Mm-hmm. So Game 2 on Friday, we lost again, 9-8. UCA raced out to a 2-0 start, but Will King countered and tied with a homer to left field. We were up. We extended the lead 5-2 in the 4th. Connor Davis doubled to score King and Logan Thomason. Then Roderick Chris doubled to score Davis. UCA scored 4 runs in the 6th and 7th to regain the lead 6-5. We scored 2 in the 7th to take it back 7-6. UCA scored 3 in the 8th to move ahead 9-7. We got within 1 when Davis scored off a Jalen Jones singles. We couldn't get anywhere else. Very annoying, frustratingly close game.
Yeah, it was just we let them get out to another lead, but we ended up taking it back. We ended up leading by 3 at one point, but their bats were just hot all weekend, and there was just no slowing them down. We, as it says, we went through 7 pitchers to their 21.
That's positive.
Yeah.
That's good, But 21 people worked. So that's frustrating. But not awful. Not an awful game. The bats were gone, but just figuring out how we're gonna get the pitching ordered is that's starting to become an issue.
Yeah, that was our 5th straight loss after winning 8 straight. So going from a really hot streak to a really cold streak, it's kind of tough to watch, just knowing the potential that they have. And, we normally don't lose our leads. So seeing them relinquish that was also.
Yeah, I've been on the podcast saying over and over and over again to anyone that'll hear me, if we get a lead, we're going to win. And that
they just wanted to prove you wrong.
Yeah, it's just, guys, next time you want to prove me wrong, I say plenty of stupid things. So just pick something else next time. Yeah, so that was unfortunate.
But we turned it around on Saturday.
We did turn it around Saturday. And if you were a fan of Big Hit Baseball, Saturday was for you.
This was the game for you.
Yeah, so what happened there, Abby?
Well, we won 8-6. We heard the term home run derby thrown around a lot about this game. So of the 14 runs that were scored, 13 came off of home runs. But nothing really happened until the 4th inning. So UCA picked up the first run of the game on a sac fly. And then Kendall Ewell turns around to start the 4th, hits a solo shot to left field. 2 batters later, Will King sends one over the right center wall. So we got a little bit going there. And then UCA notched another homer for 2 runs in the 5th. But Logan Thomason, our hometown guy, he fired back with a 3-run blast to left field, gave us the 5-3 lead, and then it just kept going with homers from there. There's another one for Central Arkansas in the 6th. We turn around, Roger Chris homers to tie it. They score again on a home run in the 7th, but Will King hits his 8th home run of the season, the 2nd of the game, to put us ahead for good.
Yeah, it was a great game. It's great to see our big players come in and do their jobs. It was solid, Brock Blanton earned the win on the mound, allowing 2 hits and 1 run. So that was good. We had a pitcher do decently. So that was good. Will Bryan shook off a poor showing and earned his 12th save of the season. Roger Chris finished with 3 hits, 2 runs, and an RBI. King and Thomason earned 3 RBIs and 2 runs apiece. It's good to see us battle. Nice to halt the 5-game skid and get back to winning baseball. It certainly wasn't pretty, but it did get the job done. Rough series overall. We got tested by a good Central Arkansas team. But really the story from this is how we're going to figure out pitching.
And we've had some consistent guys all season. We have Isaac Milburn coming in. He usually starts it off, does fine, but he started off on Thursday and gave up 2 homers in his first 3 batters. So that was not ideal for him. And then Nico, another friend of the pod, he usually is pretty consistent. He kind of struggled against them this weekend, but going forward, we're just going to have to figure out who's that guy who we can start off and get at least 4 solid innings out of without giving up a huge lead early.
Yeah, Nico's in a bit of a slump. He'll come out of it. He's too good. He works too hard not to. But problem is, all of our starting pitchers have a propensity to get shelled every once in a while. So they're either on it or they're getting shelled. And sometimes you'd much rather have a guy that's just going to pitch. He might give up a run. Like, he'll guaranteed give up a run, but he's never going to give up an albatross. And we just Will Bryan included, our pitchers just seem to have a tendency to, if it's not going well, we're just getting rocked. So hopefully that'll go away as the season goes on. I think it will. I'm not overly concerned as the season goes on about it. Baseball is very much hot cold, so they'll get the ship righted. Up next, Tuesday, April 19th, we play Xavier at home. That's a huge game. Always fun to get a little out-of-conference juice in to kind of change things up. And then Friday to Sunday, we're at home versus North Alabama. So, big week for baseball. Let's hope we can really fix things over this weekend.
All right, we've got a good set of games coming up, but who you got as our player of the week?
So, it's tough this week. I want to give it to Sebastian for having a great game as a DH. I like grand slams. I'm not a baseball expert, so grand slams are fun. But I'll probably give it to
Yeah, this one's harder. We usually have a runaway winner.
We didn't have one. Okay, here we're gonna talk about. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna throw 3 names out. Okay.
Okay.
And you're gonna pick off the 3 names, and you have to have a reason why.
That's good.
So we're gonna go Will King for playing really well Saturday. We're gonna go Sebastian, friend of the pod, for the grand slam on Thursday, and then we'll go. Actually, Will King's got it. He had 3 RBIs in game 2. Yeah, he played well for 2 games. I'm sorry, I was trying to give Sebastian a chance, but I think it's Will King.
Yeah, if Sebastian hit another homer in another game, maybe he would be in the running, but
nah,
Will King was more consistent over the whole series than just game 1.
Will also lives in Martin with me, so I'd be a little concerned if I didn't pick him. So Will King wins. Good for you, Will. He played well for 2 games. It's good to see that he's back, hitting the ball well, because we need that in the lineup. So that's good. We'll give shouts to Roderick, Chris, for having a good week, just being consistent. But I think Will King
would agree.
Wins it. Yeah. All right. So covered softball, covered baseball. As you guys know, what's next is our future national champion
beach volleyball
team with beach volleyball expert Abby Hooven. So, Abby, how did we dominate the competition this weekend?
Well, I'd like to say we did, but we did not.
Oh.
I know. We went down to Austin Peay for the Austin Peay Beach Bash. We played 2 games on Friday, 2 games on Saturday. We came out 0-4 on the weekend. We played UT Martin on Friday, lost 4-1. The only win came from Peyton Walker and Sarah Mitchell. The number 1 pairing went to 3. It's just UT Martin's been pretty good for the past couple years, so we knew this was going to be a tougher matchup, but good to see us at least steal 1 pairing from them. But then we turn around against the homer Austin Peay, and we lose 5-0. The pairings got mixed up. I'm not exactly sure what happened this weekend. We went from having a more normal lineup in game 1 to not even having a number 5 pairing play. Austin Peay won by default. When you don't have players playing, you can't exactly win. And we had Walker and Mitchell move up to the number 1. Shannon Stone, who's usually with Hannah Keating, was with Callie Walker. And then Sydney Shane was with Maddie Campbell. So I'm not sure what happened, whether it was injury or illness or what, but we didn't have our normal pairings like we usually do. And so I wonder if that kind of played into that. But unfortunately, it kept going on Saturday. We lost twice to Jacksonville State. So sorry, Jacksonville State, for hating on you earlier in the season. We lost the first one 3-2. But again, we had to forfeit the number 5 pairing, so that's already 1 loss.
We played them even.
Yeah,
2-2.
we played them even in that one.
2-2.
Peyton Walker and Sarah Mitchell won at the number 1 pairing. The second set was close, 23-21, so good to see them battle and pull it out. But this time we had Shannon Stone and Maddie Campbell playing at the 2. Just kept mixing up the lineup, seeing what was working. Just kind of tough not having your normal rotation going, and then play them again, lost 4-1. The only win we got was in the 4 pairing with Sydney Shane and Callie Walker. So, again, no number 5 pairing matchup. So, going into the ASUN, hopefully we have our full squad back, but just a weird weekend.
It was weird. Well, remember what I said? I said the only thing we can't do is get shelled.
And we aren't.
We didn't get shelled. Really weird. I respect Coach, why not try to win with 4? I get it, but we're not there yet, unfortunately. I appreciate the confidence, though. I'm sure we'll get the lineup stuff figured out and ready for the ASUN conference tournament. I'm not going to project that we're going to win it, although I might. Stay tuned for predictions. But I feel like we're going to be competitive. Again, we have nothing to lose, and that's a dangerous team to have to play, is the team with nothing to lose. So, it's exciting. Unfortunate weekend. A lot of stuff happened, just unfortunate altogether. Up next, they've got the ASUN Beach Conference Tournament, Friday to Monday in Huntsville, Alabama. That's Monday, April 22nd to April 25th. So, props to beach volleyball. Remember, get on the train, though it took it got derailed a little bit today. We're back on the track.
We'll get it back on track.
We're back on track, and we're rolling. No, I'm the conductor. We're on track. We're rolling. This is my take.
I'm buckling in. I'm ready.
This is my take. I'm gonna ride with is a beach volleyball national title at some time. I'm gonna win, but a conductor of the train.
Yeah.
So after that, we're gonna talk about golf. We've got women's golf. And you won't be surprised by any of this. Ragenhilder Christendonner and Riley Markham were chosen to the ASUN Conference Women's Golf All-Academic Team. Our friend Ragenhilder was voted as the ASUN Women's Golf Scholar Athlete of the Year, so she's the best golfer and the best scholar, best of both. She's just so elite. 4.0 grade point average while seeking a master's in business administration. Riley Markham is carrying a 3.75 GPA while majoring in nursing. She is second in the ASUN with 2 tournament wins this season. Ragenhilder was named the ASUN Golfer of the Year. She was a first-team all-conference selection. She's the first EKU women's golfer to earn these honors since Beverly Brockman in 1997. She joined Sophie Levin as the only 4-time, count them 4, so it's all every year.
Yeah.
You're elite. 4-time all-conference pick in program history. First in the ASUN with the 71.76 stroke average this season. Led the ASUN with 3 tourney wins. So we had the best 2 golfers this year, basically. So that's good to see. Now they didn't play though. So what we got next for women's golf?
Right now they're at the ASUN Conference Championship. It ends tomorrow on Tuesday. They're down in Valdosta, Georgia. After yesterday, Sunday's round, we're tied for 3rd at 6 over. I think it was North Florida, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the lead.
It was North Florida.
It was, they were, I want to say they shot like 5 under. But Maddie Hensley is tied for 8th. She shot an even 72 in the first round. So we're hanging right in there. Like, we could easily move up in the rankings. We could get some of our individuals up a little farther. But after one day of play, that we're in a promising spot.
Yeah, just got to be there on got to be there on the last day. If you hear typing, I'm sorry. Our predictions correspondent and the guy that feeds me all my intel, he just sits beside me and shows me his phone. He's not here, so I'm just gonna get that pulled up and we can update where we're at if I can find it. But we're in a good spot. It's not ideal. You'd want Ragenhilder up a little higher than where she's at, but she's got plenty of time to make a comeback.
Right now they've got Maddie Hensley at 7th.
Yeah, she is up above where she wants to be. And that's what you have to do to win these sorts of things.
Right now we're at 2 over so far.
Mm-hmm.
We're in sole possession of 3rd, but North Florida and Kennesaw State are tied for 1st.
Yeah, so, I still think we can come out pretty well here. Mm-hmm. We just got to be there for round 3. Just be in a spot in round 3 and then let our best come out and come through. So that'll be good. So, men's golf, the guys who don't stick with our schedule, they're up next. They played Monday and Tuesday at April 11th and 12th at the Missouri Tiger Invitational in Columbia, Missouri. Tied for 5th. That's 8th. It's prediction
There you
correct.
go.
It's prediction correct. Shot rounds of 292, 292, and 284 for a total of 868. If they did not shoot that 284 in round 3, they would not have been top 8. So, it's good. Relief.
They moved up from 9th to 5th.
Relief. Happy Easter indeed. Missouri won with a total of 826. They were 42 shots ahead of us. At 5th, they beat the number 2 finisher, Wichita State, by 26 shots.
There was no catching them.
No.
Not even close.
They won their home tournament. They should have. Good for them. Woo, yay. Willis Gare tied for 11th, shooting rounds of 72, 72, and 69 for a total of 213, which was 3 under. That's a really good round for him. Lake LaRoe and Will Griffin tied for 28th, both shooting 220. That was 4 over. But Willis was played really well. So up next, they got the ASUN Conference Championship, Sunday to Tuesday, April 24th and 26th in Athens, Georgia, the UGA golf course.
We've got one last sport. We've got track. They were off this past week, but we still had an honor to celebrate
we win
on the
when
pod.
we don't play it. That's how good our track team is.
Yeah. Emma Garcia Palencia was named the ASUN Co-Female Field Athlete of the Week after breaking the heptathlon record back at the Duke Invitational. Her score of 5,016 broke the previous record of 4,916 set in 2016, and her score is the top in the ASUN and 22nd in the East region of the NCAA. So props to her. Congrats. We look forward to seeing more. This coming weekend, we go to Charlottesville, Virginia on Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd, for the Virginia Challenge. So excited to see our performance there.
Yep.
Let's break more records.
Let's get some PRs rolling. We are rapidly approaching competition time, and it's so important to get those nailed down. So let's just keep putting good weeks in. But we'll see the track team continue to improve. But at this point, it is time for predictions. No predictions correspondent. So I'll take it.
All right.
I'll take it for this one, if that's okay with you.
Go for it.
Oh, okay, good. So last week, Abby was 9-9. She moved to 10-10. She cursed the beach volleyball team. Just absolutely, just.
I almost won that prediction.
Kiss
but
of death. Kiss of death. Number 2 pairing, Sarah Mitchell and Peyton Walker will win 3 of their 4 matches. It's a no. Really smart to pick Will King to get at least 2 RBIs. Yes, that hit. Derek, who's quote unquote sick, but he just got his prediction wrong, so that's why he's not here. Softball gets a win. No. So that was unfortunate, but he falls to 0-2. I was 5-13, moved to 6-14. Men's golf, who almost took it from me. They were a top 8 finish. Yes, baseball did not win the weekend series, and I've got women top 5 at the ASUN for this week. So that's one of my predictions for this week. But Abby, what do you got for next weekend?
I've got 2 predictions. My first, I think baseball's going to beat Xavier by at least 2 runs. Feeling confident with us. Xavier's about a 500 team, so it'll be a good matchup there. And then I'm going all in. Softball's going to earn a series win over Bellarmine.
Chips pushed.
Bellarmine has 10 wins on the season. We have 7, so not
too different.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Especially because we're going to get all the jitters out against Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
I'm predicting we're going to beat. No. I'm not. I'm too far behind to predict that. Though
right, Zach, that's the one.
that's the nuclear option. So of course my first one is women top 5 at the ASUN. So we'll see what they do, and I hope they were sitting in second right now. So not great, but I'm sure they'll finish up top. And then I'm gonna go with the golf team, or not the golf, the men's baseball team wins at least 2. So come out positive on the week.
All right. Well,
any predictions?
Any
Supreme
predictions
leader
from
Gumm.
Ryan?
He's just sitting there brooding. He's just.
I told you he's going to come with like 20 on the final week.
He types all through our podcast, and I know it's just a list of things, and it's concerning.
He's taking very detailed notes.
Yeah. So none of these predictions are relevant. Come our last podcast of the year, Ryan's going to put us.
He
all
comes
to shame.
in with 30 predictions, just going crazy.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. But I think that about does it for us this week. Got anything else, Abby?
No, just continue to check out our website, easternprogress.com, for daily content updates. And then, of course, follow Sports EP on Twitter.
Follow Sports EP on Twitter. Abby does great work.
Keep following along there for games this week. If you can't make it in person, I'll keep you updated. Don't worry. But
I use the updates. This is true. Yeah. I don't get to as many games as I should as a podcast host, but Abby Hooven she takes care of it.
That's my job. No worries.
Yeah, I mean, just does an amazing job as, what are you, sports editor. Sports editor. I'm sorry, I get my titles mixed up.
It's all good.
Sports editor Abby Hooven does great work. But yeah, that does it for us, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.